We back at it again. It's Aaron.
It's Vic.
It's Quez.
And I know we been busy, so we got a lot to talk about in this episode, man. We just thank y'all for tuning in with us, supporting us, building with us. I think the first thing we wanted to get at is just how we doing, man. How y'all doing? It's a good day outside. Been raining the last 2 days here, but what's up with y'all?
Yeah, it's been raining here all day too, but like Vic said, everybody bright-eyed.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day here. This ain't no cloud in the sky.
Ooh, wait, ain't no cloud in the sky.
No, the sun's out, people out, everybody out laying in the grass. It's nice out though.
Okay,
it's been raining all day, but when we got ready to record, then all of a sudden the birds started chirping.
Ooh, wee.
So, good here.
Man, but I'm glad everything good y'all way. But so who want to pop it out? Tell them about what they been up to.
Man. Man, we really been on some Biggie Pop jump right here. You
know, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
We've been on some Biggie Pop right here. And then we got Mia X in the mix.
Yeah.
So they've been holding down the West. I've been holding down the East.
What you mean by that, Quinn?
Man, y'all went out there and stuck with the big dogs. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Y'all went out there and stuck with the big dogs. Let's see about y'all experience.
Hey, you was on the East Coast with they compadres. Some of them was in the mix with you over there at the headquarters. But no, we so this past week we myself and Aaron had gone up to I'm about to forget the location in Palm Springs, California, to the National Grain and Feed Association convention. And it's funny because I was telling Aaron, I was like, how are we going to explain? I was thinking about how to explain what National Grain and Feed Association is.
Hold on, Paul. Well, why telling the process how we even got to go out there?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we had manners. You know, we always tie things back to manners, which is minorities and folks who are new, you know what I'm saying? We are all students at Land Grant University, South Carolina State, Virginia Tech, and University of Georgia. So we're all also part of Manners, which is Minorities in Agricultural and Natural Resource Related Sciences. And so throughout the school year in the summertime, Manners always has different opportunities for undergrad, graduate students that we can participate in, whether it's scholarships or internships, externships, or jobs in general, fellowships, or just like different opportunities to be able to travel, to go to different expos or workshops, etc. So we had applied, myself and Aaron applied to receive the National Grain and Feed Association scholarship. And so with the scholarship, there's no real requirement for it, except you apply for it, you know, you get the interview and then they choose you, and then you have the opportunity to go to the national convention that they have. Very small convention, but very impactful. And so myself and Aaron and a young man, shout out to Miles Lee at North Carolina A&T, were chosen to go attend the convention this past week. So it was a week long, Monday through Friday, in Palm Springs. We had a lot of fun, learned a lot. Wasn't a whole lot of relaxation going on, but that's how we got the opportunity. And so, yeah, so National Grain and Feed, right? It's like an umbrella with all these different companies under it. In the way that I kind of said, I was going to explain to Aaron, I was like, for our folks that have no clue on what to think about when you think about this umbrella of companies, think of it like luxury, the luxury brand, right? And then under that, you got the Fendi's, Gucci's, Prada's, Louis, all those. Then you had the Coaches and the Michael Kors and Polo Ralph Lauren's. All those companies are essentially commodity groups or companies like Cargill's. I know most people probably may have heard of Cargill's, and they work together. It's a collaborative space that works together, and they trade commodities for everything that we use on our day-to-day, from things that we consume, foods and things that we use and we buy and put on our bodies. Ethanol, gas, all that good stuff is what they trade, the actual raw product. So soybean, corn, grain, they trade these different commodities. And so that's what we were part of this past week. We attended. They have a lot of committee meetings. This is not a normal conference. It's a convention, so to say. So it's just everyone comes together and they talk about what's happening and they do a lot of reporting. So not so much of workshops, right? Just a lot of reporting on what's been going on based on their fiscal calendar and what's happening in the market. And so that's what the space was essentially. It wasn't really any workshops. So us coming into it was more of just a way to just pick up and learn and ask questions, but not really sit down, take notes, and actually be part of a workshop, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. So it's like a big meeting, national meeting. So I don't know if Aaron want to hop in and add to it, but that's the premises of the work that we had going on when we were there.
So with me, I guess I give like the more so just a overall experience as far as like what I experienced going into the conference. I did not know what I was getting myself into. This was my first time being introduced into the grain and feed industry firsthand. So I never been in the grain elevator. Definitely a different kind of experience. This is my first time going to a industry conference and being totally immersed as far as like what they're doing, what they're looking to do what are they doing currently, and what they're looking to do in the future. So like, oh my goodness, it was just so much every day as far as level of interaction between different organizations, because each of the organizations fed off of one of the organizations, all the way down to the people who had who ran as a sole proprietor or had just had their own small company, which was still like, I remember me and Vic was sitting down having a dinner with one of the individual from a company, and he was like, hey, what's the average farm or some of the farms y'all farm? Like probably maybe like 1,500, but it's like we saw people saying 5,000 acres. Once they said, some person said like 50,000 acres across, you know what I'm saying, across a certain region. I'm like, that's crazy. So just hearing about the opportunities they have within the grain and feed industry, and they're looking for young people to get into it, because it's like, you know what I'm saying, like most big ag is dominated by a certain demographic. As far as us coming into it, just having that fresh young blood, we also met people who didn't even have a real true formal ag background, but end up doing this job 20, 30, 40, 50 plus years and falling in love with it. So it was good, but it also showed me far as what I need to do for myself as far as on a personal and professional end, to make sure I'm in those kind of spaces and make sure I'm producing at a high level, because there's certain things that we are not privy of because we're not in the room. Like if you're not in the room, somebody else gonna speak for you. And they don't, you know, I think they worry about the people at the bottom, but they don't really have a connection to what's really going on, as far as, especially at our smaller schools, like the 1994s, 1890 land grant institutions, because I saw a lot of people just as far as, and it wasn't their fault. They just privy to what they know already, which was when we were introducing ourselves. I'm saying from University of Georgia, Kelly Sam, Virginia Tech, and the other guy was from another land grant institution, and they could not get it right for for the sake of them. So really, it really puts you in a place like, dang man, look here, we got to do a lot more as far as getting people from our schools into those kind of spaces, even if they don't want to go into the industry itself, just building awareness around our schools. Because man, these people, just like how we love our HBCUs, these people love they big schools. Like I'm talking about, they love it. Like, and one thing I was just thinking about, like when I get stuff in the mail from schools I attended previously and graduated from, I'm gonna have to keep it real. I'm throwing it away. You know what I'm saying? And if you open it up, most people, they, you know, if you open it up, they not ask for an astronomical amount of money. They might be asked for $12, $10, something like that, $100, whatever you can really give. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna turn down. But I realized, just like, you know what I'm saying, people, you know what I'm saying, that may know about the other lane, like breaking it down piece by piece. You know what I'm saying? So those people who are at the bigger institutions, they are giving back to their schools in so many different ways, socially, culturally, financially, and it's impacting us in a way where we almost are, we're not even being seen, period. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm you know what I'm saying, I'm blessed and I love where I'm at. I'm pretty sure Vic love where she at too, but at the same time, we can't diminish where other people are at too, you know what I'm saying, as far as like not even just knowing, because we never be around. We never had to interact with really with black people for real. We never had to go into these schools for real. You know what I'm saying? Now you might have, you know what I'm saying, but as far as mispronouncing a name where the name is on your on the name tag, now that I like, but it's outrageous.
And I didn't even tell you this, kept calling the 1890s, 1896s on the golf course when y'all had left. 2 or 3 people kept calling the 1896s. I just had to shake my head.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it puts you in places like, dang, man, we got a whole lot to be working for. So we can't change everything at a blink of an eye, but you know what I'm saying? But we can make sure we can contribute to, you know what I'm saying, the bigger picture, you know what I'm saying, as far as getting more people within, especially, you know, I know a lot of people feel some type of way maybe about Big Ed, but shoot, look at, we still need people in Big Ed because we still need those allies. So, you know, great experience, man. Went to my first golfing tournament. That was crazy in itself, but I don't want to steal all the time for you, Quiz. I know you want to get back on your biggie. So what's up with
you? Man, I was big. I was holding down the East Coast. I got the opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. for National Ag Day. So that was real cool. And that trip was also sponsored by Manners. So shout out to Manners. We got the opportunity to go represent Manners at National Ag Day. Had a lot of fun, learned a lot, met a lot of different people from different backgrounds. A lot of people from FFA were there, which was cool. Got a chance to sit in and talk with national ag leaders and the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Ag, and that was cool. I think that was the thing that I enjoyed about the experience more so than anything. Got a chance to talk personally with the Secretary of Ag, Vilsack, and he had a profound message about like what you were just talking about, Aaron, like us being far removed, and that there being that big age gap in, you know what I'm saying, and who's in charge in ag and who sits where in ag. And they were talking a lot about that being in the United States Department of Ag, how there's a huge gap and they need young leaders and especially young youth coming into ag because it's not a lot of us in there. So that was cool. He had a strong charge to the youth. So I thought that was interesting. So it was cool, man. It was a lot of the same what you were just saying, Aaron, just to piggyback off what you were saying, just going in certain rooms and saying that we just not represented in those rooms. My last day there in DC, we got the chance to go to the Department of State and we sat in and different people, like Dr. Fowler, which is an agriculturalist for the Department of State, and he's been on Capitol Hill for millions of years. People like that came in and spoke with us. And they were saying a lot of the same things, like there's no youth, there's no this, there's no that. So just saying where we got to fill those voids. I don't necessarily want to go work for them, but you know, we need those people in there. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's interesting to see the climate and what's going on in spaces like that, because they truly don't know. Like it was the same thing with me. A lot of people mispronounce my university name a million times after I said it a million times, and it's on my name tag in your face. You know, and then again, I had somebody in the Department of State. We were at a small conference. We were at a small conference table talking amongst leaders in FFA, Manners, and a couple of people from USDA and Department of State. And one guy came in and he had already read our bios, and he was like, "Yeah, I heard somebody from South Carolina's in here." And I was like, "Yeah, South Carolina State University." He knew about Orangeburg, he knew about the school and everything. So that was interesting. And he was like, "Look, I have to tell you, man, I've never seen anybody from South Carolina State University in the Department of State." So kudos to you. And I was just like, all right, you know, I didn't know how to take it, but at the same time, that was big. Like, I mean, he was honest about it. You know, he ain't never seen nobody in there from our university or working in there from our university. So just to be in that space and be able to represent us and you know, speak on behalf of us was real big for me. Real big.
I know we didn't that's great, quiz. I know we didn't really get to, you know what I'm saying, really formal. I know we real professional. Now let's get gutter. let's get gutter. Now, some of the stuff I've seen out there, man, you need to know how to tailor the conversation. The stuff you need to know how to tailor the conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with being yourself, man. That's the only person you really can be at the end of the day. I'm not gonna try to be Kelly. I'm not gonna try to be Quiz. I'm gonna try to be myself, but I'm gonna make sure I'm recognize what environment I'm in. But I just saw a lot of, you know, it's just like, come on, man, we not. You would not get. You may get into the room, but you're not gonna win the prize like that. You will never be respected.
No.
Excuse my language.
Oh, it was free. It was frozen my end. What did you say again?
Ass kissing.
A whole lot of ass kissing, man. It was the same. We talked about that the whole week while we were in, you know, while they was on the West Coast and I was on the East Coast. We talking, we like, man, it's just the amount of ass kissing that go into these rooms is ridiculous. And it's like redundant amongst our people. Like, come on, man, you ain't got to do that. Like, once you get in the room, if you know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about, chill out, make sure you learn from all the conversations, you know what I'm saying? Don't get in there and just talking just because you want to have a conversation. Like, really soak up game and understand what's going on around you and be able to appreciate what you're learning from each situation, because you don't go into these rooms just to show ass and just talk, you know what I'm saying, and kiss ass. You go in these rooms to learn, you know what I'm saying, network, get something, you know what I'm saying, so you can take back to your people and, you know, help them out and teach them something that they may not know, or, you know, expose them to something that they may not have ever seen, you know what I'm saying? So make sure we, you know, purposeful in these rooms, man. Don't go in these rooms just to throw clout, you know, and say you this and you that, you know what I'm saying? Be meaningful and have some type of, you know, some type of proof about what you're doing with that type of stuff, man. Because look, they don't let us in these rooms that often, so we got to represent when we in these rooms.
Yeah. I know, you know what I'm saying, like my ladies, I know they like to use that word. What they say, have some coof about yourself. You know,
yeah, you got to.
Or in the words of Councilman Eric Mays, decorum.
Yeah. Have some of that, you know what I'm saying? Because shoot, you know what I'm saying, if I'm in a conversation with you, you know what I'm saying, yeah, I love my phone just like the next man. But if I'm in a conversation with you, I'm not about to pick up my phone and see who just texts me or who what missed calls I get. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say, hey, had a conversation and just, you know what I'm saying, that conversation can wait, you know what I'm saying? Because this is a person who can, a relationship that you can really build with, and a person you can build with that can possibly change your life and change your tax break. You know what I'm saying? Put some commas behind your name, you know what I'm saying? And thing about it, they looking for us to add value to what they got going on, because they need our perspective on a lot of different things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they really not really in tune.
Oh, and they get it. They understand that they're not. They'll say it. You know what I'm saying? They'll say it. So, man, look, man, humble yourself. Have some respect.
And don't be upset if they don't, you know what I'm saying? Now you didn't play yourself. Now you didn't trick yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you can't come back into the rooms. Because now, you know what I'm saying? Hey, well, no. That man said at the conference, he said, you get one time to make a first impression.
One.
What you gonna say, B?
No, I lost it.
Man, okay, it was a lot of it going on out there. You know what I'm saying? I know what you, Quez, as far as like being out there with Manners as a national ambassador, I know that was something, you know what I'm saying, monumental. You know what I'm saying? I had love to see from afar, because you're the first person from our school, South Carolina State, that have ever done that I know of. You know what I'm saying? And Ag Day on Capitol, you know what I'm saying? Growing up, I used to do Ag Day at state capitol at Georgia with 4-H, but never at the national capital. You know what I'm saying? That I just want to commend you publicly and say, man, congratulations for doing that, because what you're doing right now, you really becoming a trailblazer. Like it or not, you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are a role model, man, for somebody out there, because you may not get rewarded for, you know what I'm saying, monetarily, but you know what I'm saying, in this space, we want to say thank you, man, for just breaking down them doors. Because shoot, I ain't never think about doing nothing like that.
Yeah,
Right.
I didn't either, man. It's beyond my wildest dreams is just to go in different rooms and see like that don't nobody look like us. It's like, dang, we gotta fill a large gap. We gotta fill a large gap. And it humbled me because it's like, man, it put more fire on my ass. Like, man, we gotta give back more. We gotta do more, you know what I'm saying, for our people, and we gotta put more of us in these spaces, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It was big. It was definitely a humbling, experience. And man, look.
I know that song we was talking about, like coming back, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we've been so submerged in the academic space for so long now. You know what I'm saying? Like we've had opportunities to dibble and dab. Like Aaron went to not AAA, AEA, which is a professional conference, which is a little bit outside of academia, but still there's still a relationship there, and it's still very prevalent at that conference. And myself, just a little, I haven't even done that piece, but going to this industry conference really showed that, dang, like we really been submerged in this academia world, and we know, you know what I'm saying, it's stuff outside of what we do on a daily in academia and, the education side of things. We know that there's more outside of it, but for that also, you know what I'm saying, it was Aaron's first time, but also my first time being at a industry conference like that, and also being an ag business major. It's like, dang, like this is a whole nother side. We done seen the government side, we done seen the academia side. So to really be submerged in the industry side at the peak of the industry, I mean, like these are the who's is who's that's trading our commodities every single day. You know what I'm saying? To having meetings that were closed off because sensitive topics about transportation, like that's serious. Those are critical topics of conversation as it relates to the future of agriculture and our agriculture today and the security of our agriculture. So to be submerged around that, it was like they're just eye-opening, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, Quest, just put some fire in our behinds to be like, okay, we got to get it and get up out of here, you know what I'm saying, to really be able to do the work that needs to be done. So
and just learning how to, you know what I'm saying, everything is in due process. And I
right.
think too, having that good routine and make sure you spiritually grind, because you know what I'm saying, before each every day before I walked out going to that conference, you know what I'm saying, I made sure, you know what I'm saying, I had my time with the creator, stepping out there and saying, hey, Lord, guide my steps, you know what I'm saying, guide my paths, because you didn't took me past my wildest imagination being out here. So I couldn't imagine, you know what I'm saying, I never had a lunch with CEOs and stuff like that. You know, me and Vic was talking about, man, people was paying thousands or millions of dollars just to have 15, 30 minutes lunches with people, you know what I'm saying? And here we are having opportunity, you know what I'm saying? They paying us to sit down and talk to them, you know what I'm saying? So I just encourage anybody who has opportunity to just be the best person you are, and doors will open, you know, especially within this space, because we've seen it time and time again. And also another thing that inspired me was seeing some of the speakers that were on the stage that took the stage. I'm like, dang, I can't wait till I'm up on that stage giving my presentation and in front of big audiences, because man, shoot, going, because I know they're getting paid, you know what I'm saying, and I know I have a story to tell that needs to be told, but at the same time, making sure I'm doing everything in due process, everything in due process. So that I know I wanted to throw that in there too, because that was very inspirational to me, just seeing how they tied into everybody wants to be inspired in some form or fashion, because you know when you're doing your job, when you have people talking about how it impacted them after you walked off across that stage. Because after we saw one presentation, we had a lunch with another gentleman, older fellow, who's in the grain industry, and he was just saying like, man, that speaker today, he just makes me want to be a better person. And this man is severely older than the man who was on the stage. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dang, I said, dang, that's the kind of impact I'm aiming for, and I feel like we are doing that job. So I want to just say thank you for the people who are supporting us right now throughout the journey before we go up 100 million views every episode.
That's real. That's real. That's real, man. I'm thinking the same thing, man. Being in intimate rooms where you got people and you shaking people's hands that all the who's who, it's humbling, you know what I'm saying? And just being graced with those opportunities, man, one traded for the world. And I got to give praise to the Most High for that. You know what I'm saying? But while we on that, let's go back to the go. Let's go back to the go.
Okay.
Rest in peace to Shawty Low.
Oh
boy. That boy Low, man. Look, man. CeeLo, man. Look. Come on now. Y'all knew better than to take that horse off up in there.
But nah, man, them folks
it was all fun.
Yeah,
right.
But it was all fun, but you know what I'm saying? Them folks, whoever, you know what I'm saying, they really set my boy up, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, horses, they real sensitive to light, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened because I wasn't there, but it was like, boy, that fool, that's but see, like that was a player though. You gonna pull up with a stallion, boy.
With the baby on, boy, with little baby. I said, boy, this boy a fool right here. Dude, boy, when that boy took that tumble, boy. I seen it coming, boy. What Vic said? Vic said he was holding the legs tight.
Yeah, the legs tight around that one.
Hey man, but think about it. Look at the opportunity in that as far as like a celebrity like that in CeeLo tied into the agricultural business, you know what I'm saying? That could have been business for you, you know what I'm saying? You raising up purebreds, you know what I'm saying? Where you had celebrities want to come rent them out for a couple hours. That's opportunity right there. And we got some big surprises, some big things on the way as far as people within the spaces who used to deal with horses. That's all I'm gonna say. we got some things on the way. We got some things on the way. But anything else y'all want to tell the people before we get up out of here?
Y'all have a great week.
Oh. Okay. Well, shoot.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody gotta have a great week. We're going into new season. You know what I'm saying? We're going into the spring season. You know, people that's in school, wrapping up school, people that's going into that next phase of school should be hearing back decisions about the monies and all that good stuff. So,
yeah, congratulations to you, Qued, man. Decision, man. Look here, congratulations on your internship, man.
I did. I locked in the internship.
Yeah, we ain't touched on that since we've been on
doing research. So we in here.
Yeah, man.
Where the internship at?
At the University of Georgia.
Oh man.
University of Georgia.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. So right quick before we get off of here, could you tell the people name of the internship, you know, or and what was required to fill out the internship?
Yeah. So the internship is called the Emerging Scholar internship at the University of Georgia, and it allows students at 1890 land grant institutions to get research experience that'll kind of help them catapult them to the next level as far as graduate school. So the process wasn't too bad, but you had to have 3 letters of recommendation. You had to fill out the application. You had to write a 2-page essay on why you pretty much want to do the internship and how it could benefit you and what you could bring to the table that will qualify you for the internship. Basic stuff like that. It was a cool process as far as like the application went, because I'm starting to get more into like, you know, bigger applications. Like y'all know about that, but before I was doing applications where, you know, you just turn in this, turn in that, you good to go. But this application, I actually had to sit down and I, you know, actually map out, and it took days and, you know, to actually put this together. So that between that and Manners National Officer application, these are my first applications that I've been putting in where I actually have to map out through a week. Like I got to put this together, and then get it all together at once. So that was cool. But man, I appreciate the opportunity, University of Georgia, and we gonna see y'all this summer.
All right then. So y'all know, you know what I'm saying, check it out for the next cycle, for next year, the Emerging Scholars internship for the summer. So we'll see y'all again next week. Peace.